Hello everyone, let's start the session. Welcome to the show. In our last session, we actually started over from right from the beginning, from the introduction, because we have new student. And what is SAP? Are the basics navigations? How we can navigate? How you can log on? How you can log off? And different basic tips to use SAP. We also covered the different toolbars, different options, how to increase the text, how to decrease the text, how to change the color, all those things we covered. Then moving forward, we actually defined our company, an enterprise structure, and from today onward, we are going to do some global settings. So why we are doing all these enterprise structure and global setting? The reason is when we implement SAP, of course there is a company where you will implement SAP, so that company we need to map into a SAP system, their processes, right, their basic and global settings, for example their address, telephone number, name, right, their language, currency they are reporting, their income and P&L, right, and a lot of other settings, right, the GL structure, right, number ranges, fiscal year, what year they are following, right, all those things we need to define in SAP system, and based on those structure and global settings, the we will uh, define and create master data for accounts receivable, payables, assets accounting, right. So we can post the invoices when we sell something, we post the customer invoice when we purchase something, we can post vendor invoice. So all these things you can do if you have that basic settings, global settings, master data in place. So we are in the phase of defining enterprise structure, global settings and master data. Once we will done with all these settings, we will move towards posting some transactions, and we'll move on to our course. So in order to define, just recap, our this SAP has two sides. One is easy access, where end users, when you're done with your configuration, done with everything, you will hand over the complete implementation, complete installation of SAP software to your company end users. Then company employees will use to post the invoices, and then they will use the utmost value. They'll get the value of SAP by analyzing, reporting, seeing different reports, right. But when this SAP is not implemented, there is another side of SAP, that is backend. We also can call it consultant mode or SPRO, or customizing mode, anything you say. So you just hit SPRO in the command prompt, you will go to the backend. Here what we will do, this is the consultant's place where they will configure. End users who use SAP server on daily basis, they don't have access to this side because this is purely technical side. But consultant will have both access to the easy access and SPRO, both, because we develop in consultant mode, developers mode, and then whatever we develop, we need to go to end user part, which is easy access screen, to test those functions or development that we made the easy on the SPRO side. You can use the T code, you can also use the menu path from here too. You will go to the tools and go to customizing and go to IMG, and then you will see SPRO execute a project. Double click, you will see the same screen. To come back, you have to /n to come out of that screen. And then when you go to SPRO, you will see SAP reference IMG implementation guide. You will follow the guide that I have uploaded, how you will create your enterprise structure, just enterprise structure, and then go to definition. We define first and then we assign, right? So why we define and assign? Because when we define, there are so many company codes, right? You're defining your company and then you are assigning. You may have a group company, right? One company, and underneath that group company you may have different operation, different types of business. One company can have different types of businesses, right? So that's why we have to define first and then assign, mostly to our company code. Few of the objects are not assigned to any company code, right? Many companies can use that object, business area example. Now you have to define a company, all these steps up to maintain function management area, and then you have to assign. In our last session we covered this. Now moving forward, we will do some global settings. So we will start from fiscal year. What is fiscal year? I'll show first the menu path. You go to financial accounting, and then you will go to general ledger accounting, go to business transactions, we'll go to global settings, ledgers, fields, fiscal year and posting period. Here maintain fiscal year variant, right? And there is a T code also is provided in the notes. You can follow. I think it's OB37, I believe, if I'm not wrong. OB37 is to assign, right? I believe OB37. No need to remember these T codes. No one can. And Mr. Rahman has locked this, right? Assign fiscal year to company code. Whenever you see that message, it means that someone has opened the same screen that you are trying to open, right? Which is assignment of company code to fiscal year. Now, to define the T code is OB29. You can also use the T code OB29, or you can go from the menu path as well. I just showed you, right? OB29 to define a fiscal year. Now, what is fiscal year? Very important. Fiscal year, when you post any transaction, right, you enter first the date, right? That's a prerequisite. You have to provide the date. Let's say you have purchased something and then you have received the invoice from your vendor, right? Ultimately you need to pay. So someone from the accounting will enter that invoice into SAP system. There is a separate T code, right? Let's say F-43 is the T code to enter the vendor invoice. We will cover when we will learn accounts payable. Once you will enter the invoice into SAP system, you need to provide the date. Now when you provide the date, system in SAP system, you need to define the periods in 1 year. First you need to come up with the fiscal year, what year, and then periods within that fiscal year. So in SAP system, each calendar or non-calendar may or may not have 12 periods, but if you follow a calendar year, right, you will be having 12 posting periods. It's normal, right? In 1 year we have 12 months, right? Every month SAP will consider a period, unless you are not using the shortened fiscal year. We have a option to use the shortened, but don't go that side. Just consider in 1 year we have 12 periods, and then we have 4 special periods. Those 12 periods will be your normal posting periods, and then SAP gives the flexibility to define 4 extra Special periods. Special periods are used when you do some mistakes, you do want to do some adjustments, and you want to close your books, right? Let's say you are in December now, but in let's say in January you posted a transaction, and then you figured that that transaction we posted was wrong. It posted to a wrong GL, maybe a wrong amount, right? So how you will fix that? You have to use, because you have already closed your let's say if it was in January, you already closed that period, right? You can open it, but for compliance issue you need to post into one of the special periods, right? So in SAP, when you purchase the license from SAP and when you install SAP, right, SAP out of the box gives you some standard functionality. Let's say you say my let's say SAP is designed not for only one kind of industry, right? It's for manufacturing, it's for service, it's for oil industry. Anyone can use it. So based on those industry standards, SAP comes up with out of box some sample installation, sample components, sample objects. Let's say if I go, I show you there is a company standard, SAP standard company code is 1000. You can see all those settings that you're doing, you will find in company 1000. If you go OB, what is the T code to go to define a company? As OB OX15, right? I believe. Or we can go from SPRO, and you can go to enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and then go to company code, right? So you see, if you go, sorry, not 1000, 0001. Let me check if there is 1000 also. No, yeah, this one, right? Both. So if you see 1000, right, you will see in 1000 everything is defined by the SAP. So you, if you want to use that company, just copy different functions from company code 1000 or company code 001, right, and 1000 or 1000, right, 1 or 1000, right? You see all these things are SAP defined, right? K4 is SAP standard fiscal year, right? Credit control area, standard, INT is a chart of account, right? And field status 1000, 1000, all those things are defined. So it's just like a sample company if you want to use the SAP standard, right? But if your company is different, you want to define different way, different name, you can always have the new entry option on SAP, most SAP screens. So I was explaining what is fiscal year, right? So in SAP system, fiscal year is accounting year. You need to report your government tax authorities for the entire year. So in SAP we split the entire year into 12 periods by month. That is called accounting year. Accounting year can be a non-calendar year or a calendar year, right? If some countries they don't follow January to December, United States follow January to December. I believe in Asia, in India, and all those European countries, they have different start of their fiscal year, right? Uh, Usually, if you take our example in Asia, we have June to July, right? July to June, right? Indian fiscal year starts from April to March, right? So, and then October is for the European countries, right? United States follow the calendar year, January to December. So if your starting month for your accounting year starts from January to December, that would be your calendar year. If your period starting month is not January, then it will be considered non-calendar year, right? So in SAP, the field fiscal year is 4 digit. You cannot say 2019-2020, right? If your period starts in is not calendar year and it starts from any, let's say for example, example of Indian companies, they start their fiscal year from April, right? Now April is their first period. Now in any particular year they will have 2 years, right? Their complete accounting year will be spread across 2 years, right? If they April is their first period, then in 2020 March 2020 will be their 12th period. So you cannot mention 2019-2020. So how system will find out if you are posting in 2019 or if you are posting in 2020, right? So how system will post, because system has to go with 1 year, right? It cannot have 2 years, right? So there is a program, there is a technical setting in SAP, that is year shift, the concept of year shift. So how you will define and design your fiscal year? Let's say your year starts from April, right? So April is your first, right? So how system will decide if it's a 2019 or if it's 2020? So at a high level, in what year you are following as the most months or periods fall in any year will be your, that's SAP best practice or in industry best practices. The number of periods, the most number of periods fall in any year will be your fiscal year. Let's say, I'll give you example of Indian companies. Let's say their fiscal year starts, their accounting year starts from April. So in what year, uh, Bangesh, they will have the most periods if they starts from April?
Their April, if they physical fiscal period start from April, they will have more period in December.
No, 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 no. Let's say take the example of 2019 and 2020. Okay.
Okay.
Now they start from their accounting year starts from April, right? April is their first period, right? So in what year they have the most periods or months?
वो तो उसी में ना, ये क्या नाम है, 2019 में ना, अप्रैल में ज्यादा।
Exactly, because they will have how many? Nine? No,
9
nine periods in 2019, and then they will have January, February, March, 3 periods in 2020. So in what year the most periods fall in what year? 2019. So they will call their financial year, accounting year as
19.
2019. Understood?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, now how system will decide this? This is just theory topic, right? More periods in any year will be your,
सर ये एक दफा और समझाएं क्या बता रहे थे?
right? I'll explain. In SAP, the fiscal year field is only 4 digit. You, it's not 8 digit, right? You cannot say 2019-2020, right? You see in our country, in India, they have they write something like the 29 budget 2019-2020.
Yes, sir.
They do, right? Even in academics, right? They said exam 1999 2000, because the date sheet or maybe the accounting year is spread across 2 years. That's why they mentioned 2019, because their fiscal year is not a calendar year. United States follow their accounting year, the government, their fiscal year as their calendar year. So they don't have any issue, right? Year ends, their accounting ends, right? But in case your period starts right from April, right? Your accounting year start from April. Your last period will be the next year, right? So in that case, your complete accounting cycle will be spread across two different years. So what year system will take as your accounting year? First year or the last year?
First year.
Any any year where you have most periods will be your, let's say for example, I'll give you the example. Any company that periods their accounting starts from October 2019 and ends on September.
Mm.
So what will be their fiscal year?
The second one. The second
Second
year.
one, because most periods fall in the second year. Now, how system then? For example, you see this screen right in front. Now, I have this is on the top. You see it's called fiscal year 2018, 2018, 2018, and 2018, right? Now, the start is 2018 to 19, 2018 to 19. Now, on the left, far left, you see we have January periods, right? January, February, March, April, May, right? Up to December, right? Now, April to March, Indian government, mostly Indian companies, they follow April to March as their accounting year. So their first period will be start from April. You see on the left side, April 1st, right?
April first.
Then second period will be May, third period June will be third, July will be fourth, ninth period will be December, right? And their 10th period will be January, right? February will be their 11th period, and their last period for the accounting will be March, which is 12th period, right? So how system will consider 2018 as their fiscal year? So system will do what this is called year shift 2019 minus 1. System will use this minus 1 and 0, right? System will use a year shift. In 2018, system will use 0. 2018 minus 0 is 2018. When you will be in 2019, system will use minus 1 as a year shift, because you are in 2019, you will do minus 1 will become 2018. So their fiscal year will be 2018 as shown, right? Similarly, Australian companies use July to June, right? Half and half, right? In the 2018, you will use 0 as a year shift and minus 1 for the next year. European companies use October to September, right? Similarly, US companies use January to December. So we don't need to define these periods and year shift, because it's straightforward. Your calendar year is your fiscal year. So SAP will use a year shift as a programming language to decide what is your fiscal year. All these settings are saved under fiscal year variant. SAP standard fiscal year variants are V3, V6, V9, K4, K3, right? As it's mentioned here down, Indian companies V3, V6 for Australian companies, European companies use V9, and then finally United States companies follow K4. This is SAP standard. You can always define your own, right? So what is the when you go to SAP screen, you will see one concept called a shortened fiscal year. Shortened fiscal year is a fiscal year, any year where the periods are less than 12 months, right? In any year your company operated less than 12 months, right? For example, during this COVID-19, many companies did not operate for the entire year, right? So then they will, when they report their income statement or profit and loss, right, to the government, they will use the shortened fiscal year. You can use shortened fiscal year concept. So this is just the explanation that I just explained, right? December 2019 is called the ninth posting period. You see here, the periods are also defined, right? On the left and on the right the year shift. That was the concept for year shift. We have 12 normal period, 4 special posting period. V3 is the SAP standard for fiscal year starts from April to March, and then K3 for calendar year, 12 normal and 3 special period, right? K4 is for K3 is for shortened and K4 is for normal, right? Now we will go and jump into SAP and we will define fiscal year variant. Any question?
No, sir.
Okay, so you define the fiscal year. You have on guide, you have notes, there are step by step is written. So you can go to global setting, financial accounting new, global setting, go to ledgers, go to fiscal year and posting periods, and then click on maintain fiscal year variant. Now every time when you open any customizing object, you will see already available objects that created already, right? You see all these fiscal year variants are already exist in the system, because this is a training system. Many people are defining their own, they're practicing. On the right side you see entry 1 of 40, right? So 40 different fiscal year variants have been created, right? So if you have already created, you can search by going to position button and enter your fiscal year. We yet created our fiscal year, so we will create our fiscal year variant. You can go to the new entries or you can copy it from SAP standard, which is K4, right? K4, we will follow the calendar year. We're not gonna confuse you on these concept, but use the K4, easy, January to December, right? You are in June, so you will have a 6th period, right? Easy first. Then after you are very clear about this concept, then you can define another company, and in that company you can go with a different fiscal year, which is not a calendar year, right? So we'll select this. There is a copy option, right? In application toolbar, copy, system will copy over. Make sure you change it to your relevant, so you can guess. 2222 is your company, right? So give the number, so you can, by looking at this ID, you can see if it's your company code, or it's your company fiscal year variant. So don't check this year dependent, right? And into the 12, everything will be copied over, and press enter. System is proposing, if you want, or is giving you an option, if you want to copy all entries under this K4, or you want to only copy K4 ID. I want to copy all, right? So 464 dependent entries copied over, right? You must save that after copying. Yes, you have to save it under any TR. Now if I go and enter 22, you will see your fiscal year variant is created. You can double click, you can see no period information will be available because it is calendar year. You can enter the period text, right? You can use the period text. So it's K. Oh, this is K4 is not, somebody changed the SAP standard, right? As a US English, right? Now what we will do, we will delete this. Someone, I encourage you guys, don't change any SAP standard objects. So I will copy from 3333 and give 2222. So this is already, system is, yes, did not save the data right after deletion. So go and find any fiscal year that you want to copy, give your own, press enter, copy all, right, save it. Now we have, it's already, save it. Now we will assign this variant to our company code. Go to position, give your company code, enter your company code 2222, and then go enter 22, or you can search it, right, always, but I have defined 2222, sorry, 22, press enter and save it. That's how you assign your fiscal year variant to your company code, right? Now the next is, this is just explanation, we covered already. That is what the assignment. OB37 is the T code to assign your fiscal year variant to company code. Now next is chart of account. What is chart of account? Chart of account contains the list of general ledgers. You have many types of expenses, many types of revenues, many types of assets, many types of liabilities in your business, right? So those many GLs we need to create, but in order to create GL, we need to have chart of account. Chart of account, as its name suggests, is a list of general ledgers. So a chart of account, there are three types of chart of account. One is the operational chart of account. Operational chart of account is used to post the daily business transactions. And group chart of account, let's say we have one company, and underneath one company were many other companies, right, headquartered, right, group companies. Let's say if I give you the example, Sony, right, Sony have different other group divisions, Sony televisions, Sony RDOs, Sony have a service wing too, right? Sony, they have the TV, they have the, what else they have, Sony, right? They have LCDs, right? Different service. They have also service division as well. So they will create a different uh, many other company codes under one Sony group, right? Sony Electronics, Sony Service, right? So then in that case, if the company, one of the company, they are in one of the country where you need to have a different requirement from the tax authorities, right? France, Germany are the examples. They want the companies to report their income, balance sheet, P&L on a specified format, right? For that reason, then we need to create a chart of account which is country specific chart of account. Rarely it happens, but we will deal with only operating chart of account, right? But we can have group chart of account if you want to report your income at a group level, right? And then if your if your company's operations are in any of the country where the tax authorities requires you to report your income on a specific format, that is country specific chart of account is needed, right? It contains some ledgers, right, required to meet the country specific legal requirement. So we need then this country specific chart of account. But the main chart of account is operating chart of account, right? So one chart of account can be assigned to more than one company code, right? Two companies can use the same chart of account. One company can have, on top of operating chart of account, they can have country specific chart of account, right? This is just an explanation. Now we will go and define our chart of account. Go back. We can go SPRO. We can go OB13 is a T code to define your chart of account. So you can go through menu path. I encourage you guys to use menu path, right? So chart of account, right? So chart of account is in global settings. Sorry, it's in GL. My bad. It's in not in global setting, but in general ledger accounting. So you will go to master data, and then you go to GL, and then you see preparation, and then you will see chart of account, right? So you will go edit chart of account, right? You can go new entries, you can copy it. I'll go new by going to new entries. Chart of account, you have to give 4-digit ID, which can be anything, but I will give same my company code ID. So chart of account, yes. No, it's double two double two. You remember in the last session we created double two, but once we will reach the level where we left off at 555, we will switch over to 555. It's okay, or we can go with the same company, right? Right, we will go for English, right? Choose the English. Length of GL maximum can be 10, but I will go with 6. You know the length of the GL number, right? I'll tell you in future when we'll create a GL what is the length, right? 1 lakh 10000. What length you want? In future you expecting your business will grow and you will have so many GLs, so then you can go 10. So just choose manual creation of cost element. Cost elements are bridge between FI and CO module. So I'll show you how to create cost elements when we will start our controlling session. As I said, group chart of account, we don't have group chart of account, we have only one company. We don't have two company codes under one umbrella company, one group company. We are only dealing with one company, so we don't require this group chart of account, and then save it. So chart of account is created. Now we will assign this chart of account to our company code. Just simply go position, enter double two your company code, and against chart of account just enter double two. That is chart of account we created. Save it. Right, we created a chart of account, and then we assigned our chart of account to our a company code, right? Now we're done with fiscal year, we're done with chart of account, right? Now we will go to define account groups. Same, next part, account group. We have to group our accounts, right? Let's say I have 1,000 different types of expenses in my company, right? Rent, wages, marketing, repairs, cleaning, right? I want to group them, right? I have different types of cleaning, right? Outside building cleaning, paint, inside, right? So I can group, I can create one group. Under that group I will create different GL. So account groups are nothing but a GL grouping. And then we can have the field status, which field is required, which field is optional during creation of these GLs we can define. So now for our learning perspective, I have created some groups. You can use the same group follow first time when you are defining your company, just follow my directions, and then once you are okay with practice and you understand the concept and processes, you can create another company code and then come up with your own grouping of your accounts, account groups, right? So just go to 3333, any company code you can go, but follow 3333 and just copy it. Don't change anything in this company code, but copy it, right? So these are the group. Depreciation, I have building, I have assets, I have machinery, right? And I have to claim the depreciation, right? So I have different types of depreciation. So I can create one group, right? And I provide the number 1000, 1,200,000 to 1,00299. My depreciation accounts will be created between 1,00200 to 299. I have given the range, right? Whenever I will create any GL for depreciation, numbers will be allotted from this range. Administration expenses GL will be created. I have so many different types of administration expenses, right? Administration expenses is a generic term, right? Admin expenses, kitchen expenses, you provide coffee to your employees, that expense, right? Cleaning, right? All other things, right? You put napkins there, you know, this that cost you something. So all those expenses are administration expenses, but you can give a group, and under admin group you can give the name for that GL, let's say cafeteria expense, right? That is a grouping. So just copy all, okay, select from the left side, and as you have created your chart of account, copy from here and assign it to your, now system only copied 17 entries, right? 17 groups. What you have to do, just give your chart of account that you just created, right? You created 2222 chart of account. Chart of account is nothing but a list of GLs, right? In order to create GLs, you need to have some grouping first, right? Where you will create your GLs, right? We will create different types of GLs. In order to create GLs, we have to define groups. That is SAP design, right? Just give and replace 3332 2222. Very simple, just data entry. Understand the concept. We need to create first chart of account, and then we need to assign that chart of account to our company code. Then we need account groups. Account groups are nothing but a grouping. It will be more clear when I will create the GL, right? You will understand the concept. For the first time it's a little confusing, but with practice you can overcome your confusions. Now you can create 5 groups, it's up to you. You can create only expense, income, liabilities, and assets. I have created different, right? I have some loans, I have some capital, I have some unsecured loans, I also have sales income, I have reserves, I also have personal expenses, I have manufacturing expenses, I manufacture, my company's manufacturing. I have I've taken the loans and I'm paying interest, right? I have different stocks, investments, I have fixed asset, building, machinery, right? I have depreciation expenses, I have current liabilities, right? I have loans that I need to pay, right? Mortgage, current assets, I have my own property, right? That buildings owned by company are assets, right? Advances, we give people advance, right? That is our asset, right? Administration expense. So just enter one more time. System will give you a message, 17 entries copy, just save it in your transport. Data is saved. We have created our chart of account, we have created our accounts group, right? Now you have to perform one more step, retained earning. So when year ends, right, whatever you do in your business, system will carry forward the balances, right, to the next year, right, like whatever your income was, then whatever your expenses, system will subtract, balance will be carried forward to the next year, right. So we have to create one account, sorry, double two for that purpose. That will be a carrier of your, so what number we will give, this is chart of account, we're done with this. This is just the repetition, the steps. So 100 and 100, 100, we will give 101, right? Any one GL, system is giving you a warning that this GL is not created. It's okay, we will create, but this step is mandatory, right? So 100, 100, you can check the group 100, 100. What group is it? Go to your group 100, 100, right? 100 is reserve and surplus, right? Right? Liability group. Now we have created this. Next, now we'll go for posting period variant. We have discussed that accounting year is, it can be calendar or non-calendar. In our case, we have defined our accounting year as a calendar year, which mostly United States companies follow calendar year, right? It's easy to communicate and file taxes with your government because the government year is the same as the company. So posting period is used in SAP to define your periods and also to open and close the periods as well, right? So posting period, we have to define an ID, just an ID, right? So you can go to the same menu path, posting periods, right? Define variants for open posting period, right? No, we have defined the fiscal year, right? Now we have to go for period, right? Sorry, posting period variant for 2222 company code. I think so, the spellings are missing. Variant, right? 2222. Save it. Now we have defined a variant, right? This variant will be used to assign company code to variant, right? Go to 2222 your variant and then go to 2222. Save it. Oh, 2222. Yes. Now so posting period, right? Posting period is used to open and close your posting periods. You don't usually leave everything open, right? Someone can do a mistake and can enter a wrong date and our balances will be off, right? Then now next we assign the posting period to company code, right? Now we will open our periods, right? Open and close posting period, right? So as I said, we need to go to posting period double two, right? I have to go, sorry, new entries. Double two is a variant, right? Our variant is double two. You will see here this one. Now this is account type. What types of account you can post using this variant? So you will use all accounts. From account, you can leave it like 9999, or you can leave it from 1. When you leave it, it means all accounts will be allowed to post. 20 period 1. So what is period now? June, right? So you can open 6th period only. 2 period 6. 6th period is only open 20. And you can open this is for the special period, right? No special period is open, so you can open the special period from 13 to 2020 to 16. You can open the posting period, it's fine, right? And then enter. An entry already exists with double two. Oh no, sorry, I have written the long double two, right? Right. So save it. Right. Come back. I just want to make sure one thing. Yeah. Now we have open our. That's how you open the period, right? For postings. Now the next. We have opened the periods. Document type we will continue in our next session. Time is up.
भाई क्वेश्चन था ये 2200 ये डिफाइंड है हम कहाँ से यूज करेंगे
Say it again.
You just said that 2200 that we have to do. So that's the range. It's defined or no? Our company starts from double two. That's why we did it. The open posting period. Open.
No, you have to decide what is your company ID, right? That's how the SAP design is, right? So initially we were using 5555, right? But we have a new student, we have to start from the beginning, so we cannot use 555, right? It's already defined, so that's why I have chosen double two, right?
No.
And then
period जब आपने कहा ना open period, तो open period 2200 आपने कहा open posting period.
No, system gave me the error, right? And I changed it to double two.
Okay.
So you have to give the similar to your company code, right? So you understand what you define, right? If I give another one, I will forget, right? What is my posting period?
Okay, I got it.
So you have to give, like, what's your company code?
My 4629.
What?
4629.
4629. No.
That's my company code.
No, posting period. It should be the same, right?
Yeah.
For what?
4629.
4629.
Yeah.
No. What is your fiscal year variant then? That's what I told you, right? Don't just follow me, right? 4629. No, you didn't define your fiscal year and posting period. Configuration
I
is not complete, right?
I did fiscal year and I did chart of account.
What about fiscal year variant, posting period variant? Why?
मैंने सेव किया है क्या अभी आज ही किया है सब एक मुझे जरा एक सेकंड दे दें तो
No, oh, no, no. SAP system is the same system, right? You don't have any different system, right? You did not
I don't have
field status variant. If you defined a field status variant, sorry, the posting period variant, then
posting period मैंने नहीं किया
yeah, oh yeah, that's what we are. We are not going for field status, right? So whatever you will define will come here, right? We follow the naming convention as your company code, right? For your convenience. Anyway, we'll continue on Saturday 10 p.m.